Lawin Media Network,
bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
The following program is produced by Lawin Media Network. The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individuals appearing on the show and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Lawin Media Network, its affiliates, sponsors, or partners. The content provided in this program is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Lawin Media Network does not guarantee the accuracy, completeness, or timeliness of the information.
Hello and welcome to the Commissary Kitchen's episode J for J-Lo. I'm Nancy Reyes Lumen, your host here in Commissary Kitchen at your service. And today it's going to be very interesting because we're not going to do anything savory. We're doing actually a dessert, an Asian dessert, in particular a Thai dessert called 𝘆𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙘𝙤 𝙆𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢𝙘𝙤. And the inspiration for this name is this. This is the pomegranate. It's a very beautiful fruit, very popular in Asia as well as in the Middle Eastern. We also grow it locally in the Philippines, and it's called granada. Why? Because if you really look at it, it looks like a granada that you just throw, and then all the things inside are, that are inside that grenade. So what does it look like and what does it taste like? Well, there are very little seeds that are so edible and sweet when they're ripe, and the color is retained, and they have a crunch, and they very much look like what we're going to do today. Now, if you come across something like this and you're curious, buy one and you'll enjoy it. You can put it in salads or to garnish any savory dish, or just by itself. You can gather. It's even used in a lot of Mexican dishes and Asian dishes. So without talking too much now in the introduction, let's go and proceed with our J-Lo, which is for jewel dessert. Now, with episode J in jewels, we are now going. It's a Thai dessert, and 𝘆𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢𝙢 means pomegranate. You know, those beautiful Middle Eastern fruits that has, when you open it, it's like a very, very red seeds that are so beautiful to accent. Okay? And grob means crunchy. So, 𝘆𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢𝙢 is a favorite Thai dessert, and it is composed of water chestnuts, food coloring, and a secret ingredient. This is a kind of dessert, and this is a kind of cooking where you don't really have recipes, but you have to know the procedure. And there's a lot of preparation, but after you've done it, it is worth the serving and the enjoyment of your guests. We'll know about the secret ingredient later. So in 𝘆𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢𝙢, This is a dessert that is made with a unique ingredient. It can be savory, it can be for sweet, but this became a very unique dessert ingredient because it's a water chestnut. You know, water chestnuts are already a forgotten food item. It has a very nutty taste, and you know, it was an ingredient that the old folks know. They put it in lumpia to make the lumpia crunchy, and you know, it's I don't know why it has already lost its significance, but now we are going to use it, and I hope that by tonight or tomorrow you'll be making your water chestnut jewels. In Filipino, we call this apulid, and this is how it looks. This is apulid when it's harvested, but when you peel it, then it comes out as this. Sometimes in some canned goods, it's already flattened like this, which is really like good for cooking, say for savory. But now we're going to use the big ones. Where is this from? I guess it's a product of China, right? What we will be doing is cutting these into smaller pieces, but I'd like to cut them into gemstones like this size. And I have several here that I have cut up from our bowl of chestnuts. And what do you see here? You see different food colors. These are the edible food colors that you normally can buy. They're easy to find. And because I have a bottle, I always use red. I have a bottle for my red velvet, so I have a bigger bottle of red. What we're going to do is, we're going to put in some of these cut up apulid or water chestnuts into the food color. Try to make it really concentrated so that when they start absorbing the colors, they will be bright. Now, if you have extra apulid or water chestnuts and you don't know what to do with it, put it in lumpia or put it in pancit, because it will add a crunch to pancit. Okay, let's have some more of the green and the blue. Okay, let me cut up some more. See, it's crunchy. Okay, you can actually eat it from the can. It's like a cross between a crunchy coconut and a turnip, but more crunchy. And it keeps its crunchiness even while cooking. So that is the most important component of our water chestnuts, which is what we will be using it for when making our tabtim growth. You can see that they've already been absorbing. You know, the only thing that I have to be careful about is not mixing the colors. So always, it's good advice, always work on the lighter colors first before going to the heavy ones, right? So I have here my red, it's absorbing the red, and the yellow, it's becoming very yellow. If ever you don't have yellow, you run out of yellow, use turmeric, because turmeric is a very strong herb or spice that's not just for cooking, but it's also for coloring. Okay, and we have our jade. We're making our jade. Kulang pa, they needs a little more coloring. And our blue sapphire. Right. Sometimes if you really want to make it very, very colorful, don't dilute it too much like what I have done, because I might run out of coloring. Alright, so what we will do next is to introduce to you the secret ingredient. What is the secret ingredient? It's this one. This is potato starch, and you can also use tapioca starch. These are the starches that are more dense, okay? And their starches, their molecules are denser, so that even when they are in water, they do not disintegrate or they do not dissolve right away, like cornstarch, okay? And when you use potato starch, I always keep potato starch, not just for tabtim grob, but I use it when I want to thicken sauces and to make it more clear. Because sometimes when you use a cornstarch slurry, it becomes a little cloudy and it's not nice in some items, in some dishes. So keep a pack of potato starch. Okay, this is the secret ingredient. All right, what we will be doing now is we will start with some potato starch. Remember, you have to do this by colors, okay, so that you don't get confused. Otherwise, your yellow combined with red will become orange, which is not bad. Maybe we should try a red and a blue later, and we can create a violet, right? So with this, I'm going to already start with yellow. So yellow, let me now throw out the color. This is a good chance for you to bond with your kids in showing them about how food becomes like a chemistry, and you know, there, this is what you do, right? You have to coat it thickly with the potato starch, and you'll see why later. So instead of using, let's say, jelly, alright, the jellies that you buy, just do this. Keep some here, and then we can go to the next color. Of course, it just takes a lot of water and cleanup, but you know, it's fun, especially when your kids will see, wow, this is what happens when you do this. Wow, yeah, and even you yourself will wonder at the result that you'll get. So we're cutting it into chunky pieces, and we'll do the same for our red. Again, shake it, making sure it's well coated. The thicker the better. And while you're doing this in all the different colors, you can start boiling your water, because we need a good running boil to cook these, and I'll tell you what's gonna happen. You can prepare this ahead of time and serve it at a nice dinner, or you can serve it like a halo-halo. You know, they can pick the different colors of the veggie, of the jewels, put it in their own bowl, and then enjoy it with what we will show you later. We will show you the whole dish once we're done. We have these 4 colors that we will be doing. We will boil it until the potato starch coating gets cooked around the water chestnut. We'll be back. I have to give some, I hope so far you're with us, and until the conclusion of how it's easy to use it. Facebook user, hi Nancy, I'm here. Hey Facebook user, what's your name? Anyway, I'm busy eating the pomegranate. These are the seeds. Okay, I still use a pulid. Can you tell me more or less how you use a pulid? Chop suey. Yes. Oo nga pala, no? The veggies that will add crunch. Hey, so this is Miss Maridel, our faithful viewer, and one of these days she will also guest in our video. because she's the icing queen. She's a baking queen, and she can tell us a lot about her cooking experiences back in the Philippines and here in the US. But first, I have to give some credit to somebody to whom I first learned about Topping Grob, and that's none other than the chef Cloud Tayag. And he was telling me, hey, look, oh, this is how it's done. And he taught me how it is. And then I got interested and I forgot all about it. And then when I was doing something for Thai cooking, I learned, and it went all back to me. But okay, thank you for that, Cloud. And because it's a nice experience and I'm teaching it now. Before we go back to the video, I just wanted to say that that water chestnuts are grown underwater or in the mud. They're aquatic, kaya nga water, and they're found in the marshes. They grow in the marshes, right? But okay, so sometimes when they're not cultivated or commercially raised or commercially cultured, it's not always good because you have to wash it really, really well, okay? Because you don't know what the aquatic resource is all about. Maybe there might be some bacteria or something. I don't know. I don't want to discourage you, but it's always safer. So that to save you the trouble of peeling the water chestnut, just buy the can and make sure that it's the one that is big and whole, not chopped. Okay. Also, there are other uses. Maridel says she still uses it for lumpia and for chop suey. And my grandmother Aling Asyang would add it to lumpiang Shanghai and also lumpiang repolyo. So she had the repolyo cut and then with ground pork that was strained very well, because when you want to make lumpia crispy, make sure that all your ingredients are dried. And then she adds this apulid. Apulid is the name in Tagalog and Kapampangan. And that one makes it still stays crunchy even after it's been cooked. Okay, so other things you can do with it. Some people wrap bacon around it and then fry it. I would add it into halo-halo, diba? And like an ingredient that they'll be surprised about, diba? Especially when you already know how to do topping roll. Okay, I've said too much. Let's go back now to the video. Oh, all types of lumpia but stir-fried dishes. No, I think, Maridel, stir-fried dishes will also be good. But I don't exactly know where it will fit in. Kasi, apulid doesn't really have too much taste. It's more of crunch and texture rather than taste. But if you taste it by itself, it's nutty, as I said, like coconut and singkamas or jicama. What you can do is you incorporate it. It goes so well with coconut cream or coconut milk. Sounds really appetizing. Thank you very much. Let's go now back to the video.
Are you ready for engaging conversations on education, teaching strategies, trends in the classroom?
Tune in to Teacher Talk, Live Chikahan, with your hosts, Teacher Cora and Dr. Claire.
In each episode, we'll dive into meaningful discussions, share insights, and connect with fellow educators.
Don't miss out on the fun and camaraderie. Grab your coffee and join us for some lively Chikahan. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Philippines.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lawin sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel.
So we're doing jewels. This is the dessert named 𝘾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙘𝙢. And again, let me just repeat that what the secret ingredient would be potato starch, which you can buy in Oriental stores, or better even if you use tapioca starch. Okay, but there's very little difference, although tapioca is even more dense and stronger in clinging the starch, right? So this is better. These are better than cornstarch when you make it. You cannot make this with cornstarch, right? Now, what you're seeing now is we try to make a violet. We have the red coated with the potato starch. We have the yellow. We have the green and the blue and the violet. I only have 3 pots of water, and we're supposed to boil them individually so that the colors will not mix. Now, let's see. You have to have rolling boil so that the starch will not loosen up. It has to get shocked. After that, you will put them in a bowl of ice water to stop the cooking. I forgot to mention that there are a new genre of colors now available. So there's the purple, which I didn't use yet, and because I wanted to show you the ones that are the real basic ones, and you can combine blue and red to make violet. We'll see how it goes. But they have magenta, they have teal, and orange. So try to look for these, and there's even a new kind now they call neon colors. These are very nice to try, you know, for the young ones who will try this 𝘾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙘𝙢. But we're going with the traditional colors that are in this kind of box, right? So these are all edible, except that, you know, when you're going to start working on this, try to use a dish towel that you are ready to give up on. Otherwise, you'll be doing this cleaning this with bleach. Right now, I am also heating up some coconut cream, and this will be part of the dessert. I just want to add, and the sweetener will be I'm adding young coconut also, and the syrup itself is what will sweeten my coconut cream. You know, in taste test, Tess says that because she's a 100% certified Bicolana and she knows all about cooking with coconut cream and milk, she said, why buy coconut milk when you can just buy coconut cream and then dilute it? Makes sense, right? So that is part of her taste test today. So I am just adding, I have added the syrup from the can. Be sure to taste it first, alright? That it's really sweet and not so sweet. Now, if you think that this is too mild, then you just can add your own water or your own sugar. Or make your own syrup. Making syrup is easy and more economical. How do you make sugar syrup? 1 part syrup, 1 part water, boil until the sugar is dissolved, and then let it boil for about maybe 3 minutes, and then cool it completely, maybe even overnight, and store it in a glass jar. Now, when you're making juices, fresh fruit juices, and you want to sweeten it with syrup, don't add the sugar crystals anymore. Just use your syrup, and promise you, you will not be using as much as if you would use the solid sugar, right? So that's one extra tip. Now we're just going to start cooking with I have already heated my coconut cream. I will just leave it like that so it will cool. and we will use that as our juice to go with our jewels, right? Okay, we will be back with the boiling part and the serving part. Anybody interested in a pulid or who has extra information, please let us know. But again, as I said, it was called also, there was idiomatic called Castanyog. You know naman how Filipinos are, mahilig tayo coin or play with words. You know, we have a play with words. That's because we're so talkative, and we're the most number of texters in the universe. Why? Because we are communicative, we are relational, we are friendly, we're always smiling. So when they said just you cannot eat chestnut because it's expensive, so what will we do? We use castaño. And then we enjoyed ourselves during Christmas Day eating castaño. All right? It's the same as, when there are other ingredients that we could not use. For example, the Spaniards did not teach us how to cook with wine or how to make wine. So there were other things that we used into wine, like the nectar of the nipa or the coconut, and made it into wine. So again, back to the very interesting ingredient called apulid or water chestnut. Let's go back. Oh, wait. It's fun to see fresh. Can I have that back, please? It's fun to see fresh apulid in markets, but I'm too lazy to peel, so canned is better. That's true. Actually, if you do buy the ones that are still unpeeled, you just make sure that they're all firm, right? And if you are a saint and you want to peel them yourself, just make sure that there are no holes or no browning areas, all right? Because we don't know, baka, maybe a little animal bored into it. So because it's underwater, all right? Thank you again for all your comments, Miss Facebook user / Marinel. I know other people are listening, so next time, please, you're welcome to give us all your feedback and your sharing. Okay? Okay, back to the video.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories, from elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits. I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Lawin Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Now we are in the last part of our jewel baking, and we will now boil the starched colored water chestnuts or apulid. Alright? So I'm going to, well, it's better if it was running boil, but now you can actually drop them separately in boiling water or simmering water. And by doing this, you're actually cooking the 𝘾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙘𝙀 from outside going into the layer of starch. What's important is that you prevent them from sticking. That's why it's better if the water was boiling, but you can continue to just keep stirring it once in a while. Okay, advice. When you're doing this, you can either just do it alone or with friends who will help you out so that you don't get confused or stressed out if you're doing it all simul, right? Okay, so I'm now into the green, the jade. Jade is the favorite gemstone of the Chinese because it signifies youth as well as wealth, because money is green. So again, stir it, and every time you stir with your colors, make sure to wipe out the color. Okay, so it will take only about 3 minutes for you to have the coating of your potato starch on your water chestnut. Okay, sometimes there might be yellow or white dots, which means that the potato starch or the tapioca starch has not been fully cooked. So what you do is just let it cook some more, and then once all these nuggets of jewels start to float, it's time to do the next step. First, you have to check that your rubies are already done. You will see how translucent the layer of potato starch has been. See, you can see that, and that means it's already cooked. The apulid doesn't have to be fully cooked because it's already edible by itself. In fact, I forgot to say, in the olden times of my lola, chestnuts were kinda expensive, and during Christmas it would really be a treat. And the common people would take apulid as the poor man's castañas. Maybe that's why it was called water chestnuts. Now I'm going to change this and boil it again into another color. Excuse me, and we will bring this to a boil again for our yellow. Okay, so look here, look at what I'm doing now. I stopped the cooking of the red rubies, right? So that the starch from the potato starch will not make it sticky. And this is ready to serve. Now, how long can you keep your ruby? Wow, they're so pretty. How long can you keep your rubies from before you serve it? Well, it's best that when you can do it half a day ahead or a day ahead, as long as you're sure that the coating of your potato starch is good enough, and also that they will not stick together. So try to leave a little there, cold water there, make it stand there while you're waiting for it to serve it. Boiled coconut cream. Please don't serve coconut cream straight from the can. And you have a beautiful, colorful dessert. There. Now let's do it here. Let's first put some coconut milk. Coconut milk, and then You can even put ice on it. Red. So this will be like your Thai style halo-halo. And unique. So you can make this a unique dessert or a business. And add in coconut, or you can add sago or nata de coco, you know, and make it a really fun, not just fun, but a beautiful kind of dessert. Of course, be sure to clean the edges. Before you serve it. Okay, we will show you the yellow and the purple once they're done. But this is now how you make your tabtim grob, and this is how you can serve it in your next Asian menu. But remember that this is so easy to make, and all it takes is just a lot of preparation. There's no recipe, there's just procedures. We'll be back. Okay, we're at the last leg of the tabtim grob lesson. By the way, let me remind you that in the next episode JK, we're doing two kinds of special using the Mamacita kare-kare mix. But it's not for kare-kare, but one will be, we were able to get a giant head of salmon. So it will be an ulo-ulo soup using kare-kare mix. So that will be what the very popular dish in Singapore called curry fish head, but it's not curry. And then we were able to, with Chef Edith Singyan. Hi, Edith Singyan. I hope you listen one of these days. We were able to make a very nice version of our own version of the tamales, wherein we use kare-kare mix, since you put peanuts there. Anyway, that's just the trailer, so be sure to follow us next week. Okay, let's go back to the video. Now, with episode J in Jewels, we are now going to show you how to serve this. As we said, you have your boiled coconut cream turned milk with the syrup of any canned young coconut. Just use the syrup. You don't have to add any more sugar, because generally Asian desserts are not really meant to be sweet. But what's important is that we were able to create different and beautiful colors made from water chestnuts. And water chestnuts, as I told you, they have a story to tell, and even and the old people would remember the good old days when they would buy. Oh, by the way, we already did our yellow topaz and our amethyst. Look at all the beautiful colors coming up. And you know, as I said, the oldies were remembering the days when even if they did not have the real castañas for Christmas, you know, the Filipinos, they use water chestnuts. And who knows, it may have come out even more beautifully. So here we have the jewels of creativity. Whoever invented this dessert in Thailand is a genius because it's so pretty. See? All you needed are, again, just a review. All you needed was potato starch or tapioca starch, your water chestnut. There we go. You can serve this. You can even go, let's say, on a color theme. Let's say somebody's favorite color is red, then predominantly red jewels. Or there you can, for an engagement party, you say, oh sorry, you can say, I'd like to invite you to a jewelry party, and then you can already bring out your engagement ring, the real one. Okay, so we end with this for episode J: potato starch or tapioca starch, and the once forgotten vegetable, which is the water chestnut with the story. And we end this on a very colorful way with the tabtim group, and I hope that your life will be colorful just as we do it here in Commissary Kitchen. God is good. This is Nancy Reyes Lumen. See you again for episode K. So thank you very much for being with us. Sometimes, you know, I talk too long, so we were trying to make the episode shorter and shorter, but more informative and packed with a lot of trivia and details. If you have any, excited to see your kare-kare episode, thank you always, Miss Maridel Mengito Anama, for your kindness, and also shout out to Carol Mumbai, Christine Guevara, to Team Adobo for being there, even though you were not able to give your comments. I know you're around. I would like to get all your feedback from on the show. Okay, so as we progress into more and more episodes, we are done with the season 1 once we get to episode M, and then we will continue with season 2. So God bless you and thank you very much. Have a very colorful week ahead. God is good. Nancy Reyes Lumen for the Commissary Kitchen at your service.